So next up is Jeremy. It's another Jeremy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, for anyone who is working in environments, you need storytelling across the board. So okay, so Jeremy here is learning real-time 3D from France. Ways to improve it. Ways to improve the portfolio, even if it's ideas of what I need to do. Okay, let's check it out. Nice, Larry. So this is pretty cool. Oh wow, we have 74 people in here. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. We're in the middle of portfolio reviews. So, all right. So development and modeling. So I think currently what I'm getting from that is you haven't really decided if you want to be a props, character artist, environment artist. Like you're kind of on the fence. You might be in chat too. I know you were in there earlier. VR assets. Let's see what's going on here. Nice. I don't think I need to click on the. Although I want to check if it works. No, it does not. I'm using Brave, the browser Brave, and for some reason, Sketchfab does not like Brave. These look pretty good though. I mean, it's really clean, and the cleanliness, you can kind of get away with that if you have at least a mask of some sort that kind of adds either dust or kind of an dirtiness breakup that can be really subtle sometimes. It could only be in the roughness too if you need. Yeah, let's keep. So I think it's, again, I think as well with the last portfolio, it's more about materials and kind of getting that definition across. Like the information that you're seeing in the mud, like in the normal map, is that trying to make the mud stick up? Like when you, how do I explain this? This kind of metal stuff here. Let me see if I can bring up Substance Painter and talk about it a little bit more. But it's like understanding how a material kind of comes across and what type of surface it is, and then how the mind expects to perceive the material reacting to lighting. Because like that's the difference between like this is realistic and it's or not grasping the quality of PBR. So let's this telescope. This telescope's dope. It's by Andreas. We actually looked at it the other day or earlier today. So you can see like for the most part, I wonder if we can, maybe we can isolate this area here, and let's do that. So I'll just delete that, and we'll just add a fill layer, and we'll add like some type of metal. So let's do like a platinum type surface. Delete that. So that's cool, right? Let's add a filter, and we'll look at maybe like some type of metal finish. I think this one looks kind of interesting. So see what that's doing to the surface of the metal. It's adding this breakup. That kind of explains how the surface is made up. Larry, actually the portfolio reviews are actually closed right now, but you would do it in here. And if you join the Discord, in the announcement channel is when I announce when they're open again. So here's the scale, right? So if we scale that down, you can start to get that grind detail a little smaller. And then I've lowered the intensity by quite a bit. Now, to really push this kind of type of material over the top is when you start layering stuff on top of it. So see that grinded material is still kind of coming through. So let's rust it. Fry Studios, thank you for the follow. So here's some rust, and you can see there's some seams and stuff going on in there. You want to make sure that if possible, that doesn't look like it's in here. Maybe I need to, nope, I don't see it. Filter, UV projection, repeat. Triplanar should get rid of those seams. So triplanar is projecting on all the directions, right? So with that, maybe we need to tile it more. You gotta be careful with the tiling. And then the big part is these masks that I'm talking about, and I think that's where you can get some really amazing results. Let's see here. If I type in rust, edge rust, dirty rust, cavity rust. Cavity rust might be what we're looking for. And you just drag that on the layer. And see, now you can get that in there. Kill that fill layer. And you can see like that interaction that's happening between the surfaces is kind of what's making it work. I mean, even down here, like that area feels pretty good. And then maybe this platinum actually needs to be rougher. You know what, make it really reflective. That's when it starts to look like this doesn't look good, right? Because a surface that's this reflective in the roughness range, all the way at 0 is like diamond property, and then all the way at 1 is like, what is it, like charcoal, ash. So you want something, and this is why looking at reference is also really important. But let's look at this area, for example, and kind of break down this mask a little bit. So there's a balance that's happening, and then a contrast that's happening that kind of expands on it. Oh, there's also, hang on here. I want to make sure that the mask is triplanar, or that the texture is triplanar, because we're getting some seams and some spots. Yeah, adding that contrast is going to be really good. And I think scale, you turn that up. Remember that this type of noise information that you're getting is all going to be relative to the scale of the object. Like maybe it's really rusted. Yeah, see, we're getting more seams here. Where is that coming from? Let's try triplanar here. Are we using texture 1 as well? Texture 2. Huh. It looks like it's texture 1 where it's happening. Interesting. Anyways, not important right now. But you can see, like, if this is like the dirtiness you want to go for, there's a seam mask filter. Micro details. It's all good for now. I just need to make sure that this type of stuff comes across. And maybe this type of material needs to have more aging on top of it before you can even start to say that this looks accurate. Like maybe that's when this needs to be turned up. But yeah, I mean, paying attention to like how your masks are generated is going to be important, and making sure that the scale and the way that the mask is reading assists in the scale for understanding like what the type of material is and like how it's actually worn down. Because like this wear, while it looks cool, is also everywhere. So you need to make sense of like why it is where it is, and think about like why it is as heavy as it is. Like, does it need to be that crazy, or like this looks like the light bulb shouldn't be working, right? This thing's pretty cool. It's this drone thing. What I would say about this is it is very, like, it shows that you know how to model and you're experimenting and exploring. What it's not showing is your understanding of design and how to build things that are, oh man, it sounds bad to say it like this, but building things in a way where it looks like correct. It's like industrial design has a very specific direction that things will take. And even when they're innovative, they tend to be more on the realistic side. And a lot of the shapes here, it looks like you're just kind of throwing shapes in and not really thinking about how they are aesthetically adding to the look, the overall look of the asset. Like these pieces, I don't know what purpose they serve, right? And why they're so like normal direction strong. Like they come straight out. But maybe there's a reason for it, and I just need to see it in motion. And then again, it's the understanding of the materials. The material here looks really cool, but it's like understanding how the materials are reading, what type of material it's trying to tell you it is, and then how heavy the edge damage is and how uniform it is. Watching out for those things. Now this guy looks pretty cool. The sword looks really small and the hands are really small, but he looks interesting. Yeah, John for sure. Reminds John of Kenshi. But like, I think if design-wise, if you were to make the hands a little bit larger, because I do like the arms being thin like this, and then maybe the feet having a little bit more of a scale to them so that it looks possible to carry its own weight. But nice addition with the glowing eye. That's cool. So this is another one where I think the execution of shapes and details are pretty good, but it's still like very box-like, right? Like I can tell how it was modeled and understand that it's a box. So being able to take that further, adding the depth insets and how this is round, and just adding more shape and form to break it away from the being just a box, right? This looks pretty cool. What's going on here? So this looks like, oh wow, it's really heavy in there. So with wireframes like this, I don't know if it's useful or not, other than to maybe see how you're doing flow. Inside looks pretty cool. So again, the materials on this one tend to be pretty simple, and I think putting it in this environment is probably killing the quality overall, just because the environment doesn't look like it's had the amount of work that the vehicle has. Do you know what I mean? Design-wise, it's pretty interesting. But it really needs that material pass, like especially like when this rim looks like it's just rusted, like super rusted, and like the whole front grille area, like it just looks like the same rust materials applied to it, and everything's super reflective. So it's like getting those materials over the top is going to be probably your main goal. Oh, the water and the cobble. I mean, that's not too bad. It is dark, but I don't know if it didn't stick out to me. Wait, why is so there's a red interior here, but up here there's no red interior? Is that right? So it's making sure there's a consistency in your props as well. But yeah, I think materials and modeling are what you need for your portfolio to kind of level up. Like this is interesting. It's cool looking. It's not. It's. I wouldn't say it's a ruined tower, unless it was like mid-explosion, or like has been exploded already, and then the pieces are just kind of everywhere. It's like a ruined tower with no gravity, right? This one looks cool. So this one's really strong. It's missing a bit of roughness in the wood. Like it's just really soft when it could really be pushed a bit more. And the metal is really subtle. It might be the, oh wow, you went and Zeta brushed it as well. I actually really like this one. I think it just needs a roughness pass. And maybe a mask, because it's just so you can see how things are interacting with each other. But yeah, I'd say materials and modeling and going beyond model shapes. And I think you'd be leveling up your portfolio at that point. But yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing your portfolio. I'm going to get the next one up, and I'll see you guys in a minute.